Imagine this. You've just taken a leap of faith. You've invested your time, your energy, and maybe even your money into something you deeply care about. And then it fails. The results aren't just disappointing, they're devastating. In that moment, it feels like everything you've worked for has crumbled to dust. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt like this, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning. Let me share a story with you. There's a man named Thomas Edison. He's famous for inventing the light bulb, but what most people don't know is that it took him over 1,000 unsuccessful attempts before he got it right. When a reporter asked him, "How did it feel to fail 1,000 times?" Edison replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." That's the mindset we need to adopt, seeing failure not as a defeat, but as a stepping stone. The first thing we need to do is redefine failure. Society often paints failure as something negative, something to avoid at all costs. But failure is one of life's greatest teachers. It's feedback, it's data, it's a signal pointing us to what doesn't work so we can figure out what does. In fact, every time you fail, you're not starting over, you're starting with experience. Take Michael Jordan. The basketball legend once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." What's the lesson here? Failure is the foundation of greatness. If you're not failing, you're not trying. Now let's talk about perspective. How we perceive failure determines how we respond to it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Shifting your perspective from self-pity to self-growth transforms failure from a burden into an opportunity. I challenge you to take a moment and think about something you failed at recently. Was it a project at work, a personal goal, a relationship? Now ask yourself, what did I learn from that experience? How can I use it to grow? This isn't about ignoring the pain of failure. It's about finding the purpose in it. Embracing failure isn't just a mindset. It's also about taking specific, actionable steps that propel you forward. The first actionable step is to analyze your failures. Take a step back and review what happened objectively. Ask yourself, what did I do well? What could I have done differently? What external factors played a role? This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about understanding the full picture so you can grow from it. Let me give you an example. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 publishers before one finally gave her a chance. Imagine if she had given up after the first or second rejection. But instead, she analyzed why her manuscript was being rejected and used that feedback to improve her work. That relentless self-reflection paid off and led to one of the most successful book series of all time. Here's a practical tip. Start journaling your lessons after every setback. Write down what happened, how you felt, and, most importantly, what you learned. Over time, this will become a roadmap of your growth and a source of encouragement when things get tough. The next strategy is to build resilience through consistent action. Failure can be paralyzing, but the best way to overcome that fear is to take the next step, no matter how small. Every action you take moves you closer to your goals, even if it's just 1 inch at a time. Let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, she was fired from her first television job as an anchor. They told her she wasn't fit for television. Instead of letting that stop her, she kept working, honing her craft, and pushing forward. Today, she's a media mogul, proving that resilience is key to success. A practical way to build resilience is by setting micro goals, small, manageable objectives that keep you moving forward. Instead of focusing on the big picture, break it down into daily or weekly tasks. Each small win will build your confidence and keep you motivated. Another critical step is to surround yourself with the right people. Failure can feel isolating, but you don't have to face it alone. Seek out mentors, friends, or a community that uplifts and supports you. These are the people who will remind you of your worth, even when you doubt yourself. Think about Elon Musk. Despite multiple failures with Tesla, SpaceX, and other ventures, he surrounded himself with brilliant minds who shared his vision. Their support and collaboration helped him turn failures into groundbreaking successes. Take time to nurture relationships with people who inspire and encourage you. Whether it's a mentor who offers guidance or a friend who listens without judgment, having a strong support network makes all the difference. Here's your next challenge. Pick one recent failure and write down 3 lessons you learned from it. Then, set one micro goal you can act on today. Finally, reach out to someone you trust and share your vision. They might have insights that spark your next breakthrough. Consistency is the bridge between failure and success. It's easy to feel motivated at the start, but true progress comes from showing up even when it's hard. The key is to stay focused on your goals and not let temporary setbacks distract you. Look at Serena Williams. Her journey to becoming one of the greatest athletes of all time wasn't without failures, injuries, losses, and personal struggles. But what sets her apart is her unwavering commitment to her craft. She consistently worked on her skills, even on days when things didn't go her way. That consistency led to greatness. Instead of only setting goals, create systems to support them. For example, if your goal is to start a business, build a daily habit of dedicating 1 hour to research or planning. Systems keep you moving forward, even when motivation wavers. Success is rarely instant. It's a long game, and failure is part of the journey. Think of every great success story. It's not a straight line. It's a series of ups, downs, and lessons learned. Embracing this mindset will help you stay patient and persistent. Take Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. He was 65 years old when he started pitching his fried chicken recipe to restaurants. After facing over 1,000 rejections, he finally got his first deal. Today, KFC is a global phenomenon. Imagine if he had given up at rejection number 999. One way to embrace the long game is to celebrate progress along the way. Every small victory matters, whether it's completing a task, overcoming a challenge, or simply trying again after failing. These moments fuel your journey. Finally, embrace the concept of failing forward. Every failure brings you closer to your goals if you let it. The most successful people don't fear failure. They use it as a tool for growth. With every misstep, you're learning, adapting, and evolving. As we wrap up, here's what I want you to remember. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. So, the next time you fail, don't let it define you. Let it refine you. Take the lessons, take the next step, and keep moving forward. Challenge yourself to fail boldly, learn deeply, and grow relentlessly. Because the truth is, your biggest breakthrough might be waiting on the other side of your next failure. Don't stop now. Keep going. Your success story is still being written. I'll leave you with this. Every failure you've faced has brought you closer to the person you're meant to be. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone to the success you deserve.